guys be thinking I be playing. You guys don't be listening. Y'all be getting distracted by the smallest shit. Y'all gotta be able to multitask. I gotta keep up. Y'all gotta keep up because man, get out of here. Get all the way out of here. Anyway, Birmingham couple defends first cousin marriages amid calls for ban. I'ma just sit here and say it like this. They ain't a Birmingham couple. Sorry. These people are not assimilating or trying to do any of that. They are taking over that land using their own ass backwards ass customs. I'm sorry. It is what it is. Let's get it. Ishrar Hassan and Taslim Akkar, who are first cousins, say they never questioned getting married. Birmingham couple. Why you? You know, it's always so funny to me where we can have groups that know how to disassociate with certain groups and separate themselves and call themselves one group or another group, right? I know I bring this up a lot, but it is funny, right? When it's to push a narrative, they'll group bad people with another group of people and be like, oh, yes, this guy, this Londoner threw acid at this woman. And you look at it and you're like, motherfucker, that is a person that is in London, but you can tell that ain't a person who sees himself as an Englishman. He may sit there and claim to be English when it benefits him. You know what I'm talking about, like how they sat there and it was like Asian man grooms young woman, and you looking at them, you like, that's not a Chinese man. The fuck are we talking? That's not Japanese, Chinese, Filipino, Korean. That's none of those things. What are you talking about? Anyway, let's continue. Yeah, Englishman. Sure, Birmingham. Okay. Ishar Hassan and his wife Talim Akkar, whatever, said their daughters are healthy and thriving. Family life is busy for Ishar Hassan and his wife Taslim Akkar, who have 4 daughters between the ages 5 and 15. They chose to have their wedding back home in Pakistan, and you call them Birmingham. The disrespect. The disrespect. They had their wedding back in Pakistan. They keep your ass in Pakistan. See, man, okay, listen, dog, I'm just gonna sit here and say it like this. If I was lawmakers and you come into my land doing that ass backward shit, you gotta go. I don't care about your feelings. You gotta go. We don't do that here. You gotta go. Anyway, they chose to have their wedding back home in Pakistan in 2007 and live in Birmingham. The 49-year-olds were not only husband and wife, but also first cousins, as both of their fathers are brothers. Oh my gosh. Marrying a first cousin is a feature of many communities across the world. Yeah, these communities are also ass backwards without access to proper science or medical care or any of this thing. They also believe in a lot of stupid shit that can be easily disproven. Anyway, while marriage between first cousins is not illegal in the UK, marrying a first cousin is a feature in many communities across the world, and it is about protecting wealth, land, and property, and helps keep the family together. Welcome to the family, son. You got to keep the blood pure. Now, listen. Every race has done this, but we could draw a line in the sand and say we don't live in those nasty ass times. We don't. We don't need to do that. We know that inbreeding causes a lot of health defects and a lot of mental arrest in terms of development. We know this. They know this. They just don't give two shits because they're not coming over to evolve, to advance, to progress. They want to come over just to slowly take over. Anyway, while marriage between first cousins is not illegal in the UK, medical experts say it can cause genetic diseases in the children they may bear. Growing up, Mr. Hassan and Miss Akkar was told by their parents that one day they would be married. Yo, that's fucking creepy. So when the time came, they never questioned it. They were not warned about what? They were not warned about what was any potential health risks that could occur if they had children. But even if they would have known, Miss Ashtar said it would have not made a difference. It's God's will. Man, you know, it's funny. Everyone got this view of God. Everyone claims to be followers of God, and they be the most wicked, twisted, deranged, corrupted individuals out there. Couldn't be me. The only person I worship is Foamy the Squirrel. If you know, you know. Anyway, so many people have married outside the families and they still have a child with a disability. Oh, so that's the reason. So that's the reason. Ah, yes. I sleep I sleep with nitroglycerin next to me. Yeah, there's been people that have died from accidentally running into nitroglycerin. So what's the difference? It's okay if I sleep with around it, it's fine. I don't know if you can die by nitroglycerin. I'm thinking on a Crash Bandicoot. If you know, you know. Um, the the couple who moved to the UK in 2004 and have been living in Birmingham since 2009 said all their daughters are healthy and thriving. I doubt that. First cousin marriages are more, you know why I doubt that? Because the mindset of the parents is twisted. And if the mindset of the parents is twisted, your daughters is going through that. So I don't believe that. According to a 2021 study, I'm sorry, first cousin marriages are now prevalent in certain communities across the. Why don't you say what communities is BBC? What communities is first cousin marriage more prevalent in? And don't sit there and say it's the Englishmen. Don't say it's those guys. Who is doing it? Who? What communities? Come on, BBC. Big black cock. Come on. According to a 2021 study, about 55 of British Pakistanis, dog, you, it is so weird to sit there and they're not adopting to your culture, and then they got the nerve to say that they're the people native to the land and shit. Like it's crazy to me. Are married to so about 55 of British Pakistanis are married to first cousins, while the practice accounts for about 3% of all marriages nationally. In Birmingham, which has a large British Pakistani population, these unions are common tradition. Through attitudes among younger, though attitudes among younger generations are shifting. After figures fell sharply in Bradford, researchers attributed the change to higher educational attainment, new family dynamic, and change in immigration rules. Oh, so you mean the children are breaking the fucking cycle of that nasty shit because they're being exposed to shit that teaches them that this shit is kind of nasty, and that's actually a good thing. Problem is, it's not gonna be enough. You already know it's not gonna be enough. It's like when they sit there and they go, the shift between these youngins are now more conservative than ever. Yeah, and those people who are shifting slowly to conservatism, they completely skip the conservative side and they jump all the way to the far right. Right. Um. All right. After figures fell sharply in Bradford, researchers attributed the change. Okay. In December, Conservative MP Richard Holden called for the first cousin marriage to be banned in the UK. Yeah, yeah, I'm okay with that. Introducing the proposals for Parliament, the MP for Ballisilla, I can't say that, Basildon and Billacray said the children of first cousins were at greater risk of birth defects and the practice should be prohibited to protect public health. I don't know why they keep talking about uh, inbreeding as it may cause health effects. We know it's linked to a lot of brain arrest, brain development arrest. We know that it's linked to that. Why are they trying to like acting like they're stupid? It's crazy. However, independent MP Abwal Mohammed, of course it's Mohammed. Independent MP Mohammed argued a ban would be ineffective and stated these issues would be better addressed through education programs to raise awareness of the risk. Nah, Mohammed, you should be all for it. Every method, you should be all for it. You should be all for it. Variety is the spice of life. I won't argue against any of that. I will be doing everything in my power to help out. Mr. Hassan is against a ban being introduced into the UK. First cousin marriages should continue. Our religion says that, but you can also marry outside as well. Well, you can get the fuck out of the country as well. You fucking. His wife agrees and says she would not mind her daughters marrying. Of course, oh my god. Of course they don't mind it. And you think that their daughters are thriving and well? No. His wife agrees and says she would not mind her daughters marrying a first cousin if they wanted to. They can marry whoever they want. Really? Let them go marry a Christian. And he turns them away from that religion. See what happens. Mr. Hassan added, sometimes they see news on TV about cousin marriages and they tell us about it. The couple said their children were learning a lot about it, and Miss Akka was in no doubt about what their future would look like when it came to finding a partner. They talk to different people. That will be their matter. They will talk and decide. Joyce Harper, a professor in reproductive science at University College London, said the problem with this type of union was that it could lead to genetic disease in children if there was a presence of faulty genes in both parents. The issue with cousins marrying is that we call recessive disease, I'm sorry, is what we call recessive diseases. So-called things like cystic fibrosis and what the fuck word is that? The lasanim, what? Thalassemia, where both of the couple will have to have an error in that same genre, in that same gene. So genetics is the main worry, but there are other risks. But it is still very low, and I just don't think it is in our right to dictate. I think it is our right to educate those. No, no. See, that's that polite society. There it is. Again, there's a lot that goes into why they should not be promoting cousin marriages and inbreeding and incest. First and foremost, they're fucking these children when they're 9 years old, 10 years old, 13 years old. Imagine them waiting until they turn 13, 14. So you're already fucking with the child's health. You're keeping these women dumb. You're keeping these, well, the boys and the women, you're keeping them very fucking dumb. So they don't know any better. They think that this is fine. They don't really question these things. They think it's normal. It's not normal. The fact of the matter that I'm just being honest. If I brought these people over into the lands and they started doing inbreeding, and I was like, no, 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 you can't do that. And they sat there and said some shit like, oh, we're gonna do it because this is God's will and we believe in the religion. Be like, this ain't the religion of the land. You went to Pakistan to celebrate your wedding. Go back to Pakistan. God be with you. That would be it. Oh, you can't do that. Watch me. In the past, in history, well, they don't got the power to do it anymore. They're outnumbered at this fucking point, thanks to a lot of inbreeding. But again, ain't no fucking way you gonna sit there. Like, this is what I was saying. Imagine this: all these years of inbreeding, all these years of their own politicians, self-sabotaging their own women, their own people, in favor of these people. All this time of these different branches being infiltrated by these type of ass backwards ass people, right? And again, it's not all of them, but 55 is that's a crazy number. Umir Assad, 22, works in his family-run supermarket in Birmingham. He said that while first cousin marriages are not unusual in Pakistan or India, it was a different situation in the UK. I think that's what makes people think it's not the norm. That young Pakistanis who are born in Britain don't think that it's normal to get married to your first cousin, and they might find it weird, because it is fucking weird. It is very weird. He added, for me personally, I think it would be a bit awkward because it's close to it's your close family. Downing Street said the expert advice on the risks of first cousin marriage was clear, but indicated that the government had no plan to change the law. Of course they don't. Asar Hassan and Taslim Akkar. Asar Hassan and Taslim Akkar are a couple who are first cousins and live in Birmingham, UK. They got married in Pakistan in 2007 and have 4 daughters between the ages of 5 and 15. They were told by their parents that they would marry each other when they were growing up. They never questioned it. Taslim Akhtar, whatever, is also a researcher with publications in health policy and medical care in Pakistan. Remember, Remember, remember the lie that she ran with? They did not know anything about health concerns when it came down to inbreeding. Remember that? Anyway, 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 there's no way in hell you're gonna tell me that she got a job in the medical field in some type of capacity and she doesn't know about what can happen to her body through inbreeding. Anyway, guys, I'm Jason of Auglitical. I swim through the politics so you don't drown too. I'm just a man trying to bring common sense in a world where common sense isn't so common. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Now that I think about it, it's unlocked a core memory in me. So long ago, way long ago, when I still had potential and all of that, I remember going to a family reunion. And the family reunion, instead of being held in a giant park, because that's what black families do, we had one in the YMCA. It was a multi floored YMCA. And I remember being at this family reunion, and I just remember the whole family's there. I met some people who was Asian in my family, and I was like, oh shit. And I remember there was this girl, and me and this girl just like we just hit it off, right? And I was in the building doing whatever, and I met this girl, and we just hit it off. And we're talking, we're laughing, we're joking, we're getting along, and everything was just fucking great, right? Went to the pool, we're both swimming. My family's downstairs, and as the person who does his own thing, I'm doing my own thing. And I remember I said, all right, well, I'm gonna go get some food with my family. You should come or whatever. And she goes, okay, cool. So she's like, okay, I'll come. So we both go downstairs. And my mother sits there and she hands me some celery with some ranch. And she goes, oh, yeah, that's my son. Yeah. I know he's cute. That's your cousin. And I just was like, oh no. The magic was gone. Everything died. We slowly in a short span we slowly stopped talking. I went to go eat some of the celery with the ranch, found out it was blue cheese, got even more upset. That's how fucked up it was. That whole situation was like the celery with blue cheese. People who eat blue cheese on celery, y'all are disgusting. You people are sick. It's like you people willingly having sex with your goddamn cousins.